Beats Studio Buds or AirPods Pro, which should you buy? Today we're going to answer that question with a little bit of a friendly competition. I've come up with 10 different categories, which you're going to see on either side of me right here, and we're going to go through each of them one by one. The earbuds with the highest score out of 10 by the end of this video is going to be the winner. And yes, I did steal this idea from Mr. Who's the Boss. Don't tell him. The first category is design, and we're specifically talking about the design aesthetic here. Nothing really technical, so it's a little bit on the subjective side for sure. The AirPods Pro take a more glossy approach to both the case and the earbuds themselves, and while it doesn't pick up fingerprints because they're white, I definitely prefer the matte finish of the Beats Studio Buds. The Beats have the cleaner look throughout here, from the light gray accent color to the stockless design. They don't look quite as goofy in the ears as the AirPods Pro do either. There's a reason that the AirPods Pro get memed on a lot. The Beats come in 3 different colors, black, red, and the white that I have here, so there are options to choose from with the Beats Studio Buds, whereas the AirPods Pro only come in white. The one advantage that the AirPods Pro have over the Beats though is that the case is a little bit smaller than the case for the Studio Buds, but other than that, Beats has this category locked down in my opinion. Next up is comfort, and this is an important one. If I'm traveling somewhere, I tend to have my earbuds in for long periods of time, so I need them to be comfortable. I will say that both of these earbuds are comfortable to wear, and neither of them gave me any sort of trouble during long listening sessions, but there is actually a clear winner in this category, and this surprised me. It's the Beats Studio Buds. These are among the most comfortable earbuds I have ever tested. They make a perfect seal with my ears, and I can barely feel them in there. Now, granted, I've got some pretty big Dumbo ears, but still, it's not that AirPods Pro are uncomfortable, they're absolutely not, but the Beats do come out on top for a second consecutive category win. The third category is charging, and this is where things start to shift a little bit. The Beats Studio Buds have USB-C charging, which I freaking love. It's far more convenient for me because most of my devices are USB-C these days and I only need to carry one cable around. But here's the thing, even though the AirPods Pro case has a lightning port instead of USB-C, which is less convenient, the case has a coil for wireless charging in it. I will take wireless charging over wired any day of the week for something like an earbuds case that doesn't have to charge quickly. Even if you do prefer wired charging, the availability of the wireless charging makes the AirPods Pro the better earbuds in this category, at least in my opinion. Naturally, the next category after charging is battery life. Both the AirPods Pro and the Beats Studio Buds advertise up to 24 hours of listening time with the earbuds and the case battery life combined. However, while that would normally make this category a draw, the Beats actually hold a lot more charge inside the buds themselves, which in my opinion is a lot more useful. You can listen to music for up to 8 full hours in one sitting with the Studio Buds, whereas the AirPods Pro will only give you a maximum of about 5 hours. They'll still get the same amount of total listening time after charging in their respective cases, but being able to listen to music for up to 3 more hours in one session gives the Beats a slight edge in this battery life category. All right, transparency mode. Here's where things start to get interesting. For those of you that don't know, the transparency mode is where the microphones in each earbud will activate and take in sound from all around you. The idea is that you'll be able to hear your surroundings perfectly fine without having to remove your earbuds, and that's pretty convenient. Unfortunately, this is where the Beats start to fall behind in kind of a big way. The transparency mode on the Studio Buds sounds very unnatural, and I had a hard time hearing my surroundings properly. There's also a bit of a hiss to the audio coming through, and overall, I wasn't very impressed with the Beats in this category, especially when compared to the AirPods Pro. When you turn on the transparency mode with the AirPods Pro, it comes very close to sounding like you aren't wearing earbuds. It's very natural. You don't get that plugged up sound when you speak out loud either, which makes talking on the phone super easy. There's no contest here. AirPods Pro are the clear winners in this category. Then there's the opposite of transparency mode, the noise cancellation, and if I'm honest, I kind of thought the AirPods Pro would be the clear winner here, but I was sort of wrong. So there's 2 different elements at play here. The passive cancellation you get from the bud making a seal inside your ear, and then there's the active noise cancellation element where the earbuds will use the microphones to help block out noise. The passive cancellation is going to be a little bit different for everybody because we all have different ear sizes, but the Beats make a much better seal in my ears than the AirPods Pro do. I'm going to call this category a draw. Both earbuds do decently well at canceling out noises that are consistent in pitch. Neither of them will fully block out the sound of a person talking, but they'll help to reduce most unwanted sounds from passing through. Next up is the microphones themselves. I'm going to do half of this category with the Beats Studio Buds that you're hearing right now, and then the other half with the AirPods Pro. You should have no trouble understanding what I'm saying with these earbuds, but they're certainly not the best I've ever heard, and there's a fair amount of background noise and hiss going on. The AirPods Pro by comparison sound much better. My voice comes through a lot more naturally, and there's very little background noise in comparison to the Studio Buds. AirPods Pro get a solid win in this category. All right, category number 8. This is the most important category of all for probably most of you: sound quality. Like I mentioned in all of my videos, I am not an audiophile, but I do test out a lot of headphones and earbuds, so this is more of a personal opinion rather than an expert analysis. Both earbuds sound decent, but there are pros and cons to each of them. The Beats Studio Buds definitely have a bit of an emphasis on the low end of the range, as is customary for most Beats products. They don't exaggerate the bass too much, but there is quite a bit more low end present than on the AirPods Pro. People that like genres like hip hop or EDM might enjoy the Beats a little more. The downside is that I found that the treble has quite a bit of sibilance, that hissing sound when the S's are pronounced. It's not too bad when the volume is lower, but it can get very harsh at higher volumes. The AirPods Pro, on the other hand, is a bit more controlled throughout the range. I found the mids and treble to be cleaner overall, but it definitely lacks a bit of that oomph in the low end. People that listen to a lot of vocal heavy tracks or even podcasts will enjoy the AirPods Pro more in general. Even though I do tend to listen to a lot of EDM, I still prefer the more clean sound of the AirPods Pro overall, and therefore I'm going to give them the win in the sound quality category. It's not like the Beats sound bad at all. They actually sound quite impressive for the price, which we're going to get into shortly. But the AirPods Pro are the better sounding buds in my opinion. Another important consideration for both of these earbuds is the platform support. For example, the Beats Studio Buds have a dedicated Android app for Android users where you can change the noise cancellation mode, control what pressing the button on the earbuds does, and find your earbuds with a pinging noise. The AirPods Pro, on the other hand, have quite literally nothing to offer Android users. You can still connect to and use the AirPods like normal on an Android device, but other than renaming them, you can't do anything because there's no app to control them. Obviously, both earbuds are fully supported on an iPhone. Apple owns Beats, so it would be a little bit weird if the Studio Buds didn't work well with other Apple devices. Here's the thing though, if you pair the AirPods Pro with an iPhone, they get a lot more attractive. There's a menu built right into the Bluetooth settings for controlling noise cancellation modes and changing what the buttons do, and you get other Apple-specific features like seamless switching between devices and 360-degree spatial audio for watching movies and TV shows. I didn't really want to make those features a priority in this head-to-head comparison because I don't think they should sway you one way or the other, but they are certainly nice things to have. Either way, the Beats win this category since they don't discriminate based on which device you use. You'll get the same experience whether you're using an iPhone or an Android device. Last but certainly not least, let's talk about value. The Beats Studio Buds come in at about $150 US, which is an excellent value for the sound quality and features they offer. The AirPods Pro, on the other hand, cost about $100 more at $250. They do offer better sound quality and have better microphones for calling and the transparency mode, but unless you use an iPhone, you're not really getting your full money's worth. For that reason, the Beats win the final category for a final score of 6-5 in favor of the Beats Studio Buds. But look, just because the Beats won in more categories doesn't mean it's the best pair of earbuds. These categories aren't weighted in any way. You might think that sound quality is far more important than design, comfort, and battery life combined. I think if you are that kind of person and you value sound quality above all, the AirPods Pro are the better pick between the two, especially if you're an iPhone user that can make use of the seamless switching and spatial audio. But if you don't have $250 to spend and you're fine with losing just a little bit of sound quality and a few features for a better value, the Beats Studio Buds are an excellent pick too. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a great day.